Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Every Which Way. I'm Aiden. I'm the GM or keeper of the podcast. We're playing Monster of the Week right now, and I'm joined by Sam, Jared, and Noah. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves and your characters?
My name is Sam, and I play Ian.
My name is Noah, and I play Max.
My name is Jared, and I play Harvester.
So, last week, you guys ventured into the cave, and you found a couple of snake creatures that were mimicking voices. And then you rescued Sophie, Sean, and Mike, but Steve Miller, Jack's friend, died in the process. Well, before you even got there. And you guys brought them back to Ian's dorm. Jack was with Liam, and then Liam ended up watching over Sean and Mike in the dorm, and Jack's off, doing college things. But he still doesn't know that his friend is dead. So you guys also talked to Sophie and found that she thinks there are two monsters afoot working together in that cave that were keeping her captive and are actually hunting after you guys, not just basically acting as an animal would, but they have an actual goal. You then said you were going to go back to Harvester's house and start planning to wrap up at least part of this hunt. Real quick, I wanted to do a retcon. I didn't describe it well enough. The snakes aren't just bluish snakes. The snake skin isn't really like scaly or rough. It's almost fleshy.
Ew.
So in some ways they almost resemble worms, but they still have the structure of snakes because they're kind of wet and fleshy and gross.
And they had blue blood?
Yes.
And the vines had red.
The vines had red blood.
Interesting.
These blue blood assholes thinking they can get us. Working man.
Somehow I felt that.
I leveled up, and so did Jared.
Yes.
Max didn't level up.
I leveled up at the beginning of last session.
Okay.
Ian and Harvester leveled up, so why don't you guys go through your levels if you've already picked them out? I know, Jared, you already picked out your level for Harvester.
Yeah, I did. I got +1 tough tug. +1 tug.
+1 tug.
So now I have 2.
I don't want to know when Harvester's got more tug. All right, so what did Ian get?
I took another monstrous move, and it's called Unquenchable Vitality, which I think is funny. But it's when you have taken harm, you can heal yourself, roll plus cool on a 10+, heal 2 harm, and stabilize your injuries. On a 7 and 9, heal 1 harm and stabilize your injuries. On a miss, your injuries worsen.
Ooh. Actually, I really like that with Jeezums. That was frightening.
It's fine.
Sam almost spilled their drink. I really like that with the information that you just learned about how the chaos magic that you channel works, about how it can either really help you or hurt you if you fail. So I think that actually plays into that really nicely. So that's awesome. Jared, your upgrade's just boring.
I think it'll be really cool in important moments.
No, it'll be tough.
It'll be tough squared in very important moments.
Oh, it for sure will help a lot, but I have nothing to say about it other than it's just like, it's an upgrade. You did the thing. Why don't we open up with you guys in the house? We can just cut to right there. Are you keeping Liam in your dorm right now?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have Liam keep an eye on Mike and Sean.
Okay, so do you guys want more of a recap, Sophie jumping into the planning, or do you guys want to jump in yourselves?
She was there.
Yes.
So I feel like she would know more about monsters and whatnot for right now. Because I imagine she got captured, right? I don't think you said that she would get more into it, how she was captured.
Okay, so yeah, why don't we open there? So you guys are sitting around in Harvester's living room. Do you have anything do you have one of those fun whiteboards that you can write on to plan?
Sure. I imagine Sophie's got to have like a stand-in marker board or chalkboard to practice lessons on.
Not a chalkboard. Those things are fucking evil. Okay. Absolutely not.
And she has a dry erase board.
Yeah, okay, cool. So she's standing in front of that and she's like, all right, guys. So I was trying to find this monster. I knew there was something big coming, and I had a hunch that it was after specifically me. I kept hearing, I kept seeing things. I didn't know if I was...
You didn't tell me.
No, I didn't fucking tell you.
Okay.
You think I wanted to talk to you after what we talked about?
If something's hunting you, then yeah.
I mean...
I tried to let you in on my hunts afterwards.
Yeah, I guess I fucked up here. I didn't want to put you in danger, but I knew if I told you, you'd jump headfirst into it. I figured I could take a more methodical approach without you.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of looks at the other two and goes back to talking, and she goes, so I thought something was after me. I remembered you guys talking about the cave, and I was going to head in that direction, and then I heard a harvester screaming for help from inside the cave. I figured if it was after me, it was already after you. And so when I heard that, I rushed in thinking that you were in danger. I didn't even see the snakes, but I saw the vines in the cave. I thought that's just how it was until they started wrapping around my legs. And when I was in the room that you found me in, they were so quick. I tried to cut at them. Every time I did, more just came at me and grabbed me. I wasn't prepared for that. I thought this was just going to be a fact-finding thing, and then I thought I was just trying to save you, and then I got stuck, and then the snakes came up to me, and one of them was speaking in my voice, and I don't know what it wanted, but it seemed like it was after you guys next. It didn't care about just like, it wasn't hungry or territorial or trying to like grow like most of the monsters we've hunted.
Mm-hmm.
It specifically wanted you guys, all three of you.
I mean, has there been any word of what we're doing to anyone outside of this group? Like, if what we've done to the other ones are dead, then how do the other ones know it was us?
I don't know.
Well, you and I don't say anything.
No, and you guys haven't said anything, right?
Not that I
And
remember.
she's staring at Max the whole time.
So thing about that is, you guys know Pain.
Yeah.
So I may have told a tiny bit about the occurrences,
When?
like a week ago, maybe a little bit more.
The sheriff?
Yeah.
So how does it get from the sheriff to the monsters? Could that be connected in any way?
I wouldn't be surprised. It's not the first thing I would think about.
You told him a week ago, and then all of a sudden the monsters are specifically after us this week?
I never told them anyone other than myself.
So he still doesn't know about us?
No.
You both haven't talked to him? And she's pointing to Harvester and Ian.
No, I've talked to him.
So he does know about us, but it's not because of Max.
Well, he knows about Max times 2 because of me.
No, but you talked to him. So
Yeah, I also talked to him. I didn't tell him about monsters.
Oh my God. Okay. So he could know about us.
I guess, yeah.
And besides that, there's another possibility.
What?
If the other monsters were working together,
Yeah.
then wouldn't they know about us?
I mean, I'm like 50% sure they were either working together or all for the same thing.
The same thing?
I mean, like, if you really think about it, the mushroom guy, the scorpion thing, those things didn't really have all that much intelligence.
Right.
So we were thinking they had underlings. What if they were the underlings?
I think Sophie's eyes get wide at that. She goes, shit. So you're saying you think the things that we've been fighting first were underlings of something bigger?
Yes, because I've been exploring the cave on my own from time to time before this happened.
That's so dangerous.
Yes, now I know that there's a lot of runes that seem to resemble the creatures we've been fighting.
I'm not a big rune guy. That's more your area.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Runes are my thing. So you're saying there's runes that resemble the creatures?
Yes, on the walls of the cave, and there was a lot more than what we've encountered so far, including these 2 things.
Did you see them when we went back to save those people?
They were a bit covered by the vines.
So there were no vines when you saw them before?
No.
Okay. So the runes, did they just depict the underlings that you're talking about, or are there...
The runes I've been able to decipher was the first one that looked like the big glowing mushroom guy, the scorpion thing, and then some Ouroboros looking thing, and then a 4th thing that I could not tell. And then I knocked down a wall, and there was a lot more that I did not have time to look at.
Just to clarify, for out of Sophie character, it wasn't a lot more. It was a few more.
Oh.
Because I don't want you to like start working with misinformation since this is a mystery.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going from there. So just wanted to clarify that real quick. How did you see how many more?
Maybe like a handful.
Yeah, I don't know if I said it in the episode, but it's probably around. You saw 3 before you knocked down the wall? 4. Then it's a 3 on the other side.
Okay. I think like 3. I didn't really have time to look because like that bone chilling feeling came over myself when I knocked down the wall.
Yeah, well, that cave is not a friendly place. That's for damn sure.
No.
Quick character question.
Yeah, what's up?
Did I get the bone chilling feeling when we went back, or was it gone? Was it just the snake in the vines?
That time it was gone.
Okay. And I do not think it was the snakes. And I definitely don't know if it's the vines because I did not feel nearly as worried when we came back.
So you think there's something that's actually like creating that feeling?
Absolutely. There's a lot more cave for sure. And there's no telling what could be down there.
Do you still have, I believe you still have at least one hold for the talk future to me questions?
The connect the dots?
That's the one.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Okay. So this might be a good place to ask one of those. Normally I'm not going to give you that, but while we're doing this kind of fact-finding thing, otherwise we'll just keep going with what information we have and you can try to figure these things out on your own.
I think I've got 2 more, actually. I think I only used 1.
How many? You get 3 hold when you succeed?
Yeah.
Then yeah, you should have 2 more. I thought you got 2 hold. That's my bad.
Right now, I'm going to ask, when and where will the next critical event occur?
Okay. Yeah. No, I love that because that actually works with what we've got going in the planning. So Sophie says, so we know there were 2 monsters. There's the snakes that control their voices. And then there was the thing controlling the vines. And we know they're separate, but together they're a huge fucking threat. And the snakes are hunting after us, right? At least we think so.
Yeah, at least we think so.
Because everyone that they took was someone close to us, and they were clearly calling after us mostly. It's probably coming after us again. I think the best time for them to come after us would be Halloween. So we have until then to figure out what we're going to do.
So what do we have, about 13 hours?
If we're lucky, we've got the full 24 until tomorrow night, but they might try to come in the day.
All right, what do we think we'll need?
I think that it's going to be important that we don't end up killing the snakes. If we're going to isolate them while we work on the vines or vice versa, we should definitely keep them alive because I think it would be important to know why they know about us specifically.
You want to try and talk to the snakes?
They tried talking to us.
You think they'll be helpful?
I think they're smarter than we think.
They did seem to be able to respond when I asked questions that only the person they were mimicking would know the answers to.
And for them to know us, they'd have to be sentient and know that we've been hunting the other monsters.
We also need to know if this is a listening in situation or a mind reading situation, because those are 2 very distinct problems.
A snake reading our minds?
I don't think necessarily. We have to think about how every monster we faced so far seems almost like mindless, just doing what they like an animal would do, right? The mushroom thing was just, infecting things, spreading its virus, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? Like what a fungus would do.
Yeah.
And then the second thing was just a hive mind, just a bug, just doing essentially the same thing, right?
Okay.
And now these 2 things are randomly operating together. The snakes and the vines, whatever the vines are, operating together. Why now? Why now? Like, why these 2 things?
We know that they seem to be collecting people. What do they need these people for?
They did the same with the people. I mean, the wolf man, the crocodile people. They were collecting them before, and Sophie starts writing it down.
See,
on the whiteboard, and she starts writing why now, why are they working together? She starts writing the connections to people, and then she goes, every monster we've fought has had some way to manipulate people.
Yeah. When I got stung by that scorpion, whatever, I just felt compelled to do something that I wanted to do really badly. Just like everyone else who we talked to said.
right. First time I got stung, I just wanted to play video games or whatever, right? Yeah. And then for whatever reason, when the queen got close, I just wanted to do anything to protect the queen, which was really freaky. Different feeling.
But why would a monster want us to divulge in what we want so bad? And then why would one just want us as people to make more monsters unless they wanted a crowd, a calling?
That's a great question.
Maybe we should look into the other people that were taken besides Sophie and see what the snakes wanted with them.
Well, they are back at your dorm, right?
Yeah, so we can ask them some questions.
But now we got to figure out how we're going to get back in that cave and explore more.
We can only get so far with those vines.
That's true. And when I was able to peer through, there was spit as Harvester looks over to Sophie from what we're tracking.
In the cave?
Yeah.
Is that what that gray goo was? I think I got some of that stuff.
She starts writing that down and then she goes, we found the fungus giant in the cave, right?
Yeah. It was sleeping, so I guess it felt safe there.
So you think that these creatures are underlings?
Absolutely. There's no way these things are mindless and also happening to have coordination and have runes like as a list.
And we found them all in the cave.
Could they be coming from the cave?
It's possible. We don't know what's in there.
That's why we need to explore.
And not blow it up. Unless you had plans to blow it up, Harvester.
Well, speaking of blowing it up, not literally blowing it up, but when me and Harvester first got in the cave, there was a room that had 3 like segments, right? One to the left, one to the right, and one to the middle. The one to the left was where the snakes came from that little pool of water. To the right is where the victims were. Into the center was all blocked off by vines, too thick to cut through fast enough before it regrew. However, if we had some way of getting all of those vines in one shot, we can see what's in there. And those vines regrew faster than the rest. And the further we went in, the faster the vines regrew. So possibly that's the source of the vines.
So is our main goal the next time we go to the cave is exploring that part of the cave?
Yeah.
I think we should take out the vines. I think they're almost a bigger threat the more we go in. The snakes, however, together, they're even bigger threat. So I think we need to find a way to capture the snakes before we go through.
I think I'd be able to hold them off at least for a little while. I can trap them. I'm not sure how long that will last.
I'd say trap mostly because I don't think killing them's a good idea. Even a little while is a good enough for trapping them. Because like when we killed the first one, it started regrowing. And then when I went to go explore the cave, a second one came out. So I'm a little worried. It's like a Hydra situation where you cut off one quote unquote head and then 2 more come back.
How will we ensure that we get all of the active snakes in the cave outside of the cave so that they can be trapped and then you guys can freely explore the cave?
Well, we know they want people, right?
And us.
And us.
Well, we know they want people, but I mean, we saw that the other monsters wanted people. Do these ones want people or do they want specifically us?
That's a good question.
I don't think I want to use anyone other than us as bait, though.
That is a really good point. If we try and blend into the crowd and like try and draw them out in a crowd during Halloween, that could result in others getting hurt.
Halloween's always the worst time of the year. A lot of weird things happen during Halloween, usually more than one at a time.
Is there anything unexpected that you're expecting to happen while we deal with this cave? Because
I feel like I could be.
Why?
I feel like it would like make sense for other things to happen, but I don't know.
I feel like the unexpected thing is 2 monsters working together.
Yeah,
I feel like it's about
unexpected enough.
I'll say I have the response. I have the response. All right, ready? This one's
happens.
I don't think as a keeper I could keep throwing more unexpected things into the ring, Jared.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I just feel like it would be like it would canonically make sense to be like just crazy things happen all the time during Halloween.
I mean,
but I'll just say you don't want to jinx it.
I think we've got enough issues. Yeah, we better hope that there's nothing else going on here, but we got to figure out where we're going to trap them, because if we keep them in the cave trapped, then we can't turn our backs to them, which means we're not going to be able to deal with those vines.
How about 2 ideas. How about we either trap them outside the cave, or if they come from the left of the cave, we just blow up that section and we cause a cave in. Then we can't get in there and they can't get out. All that's important to us is the middle and potentially the right.
Well, that's just the source of them. We don't know where they are right now.
No.
For all we know, they could be coming for us right now.
I'm not worried about two snakes.
I know, but if they're like duplicating snakes when we kill them, then that's a big problem.
Then we don't kill them.
You're right.
We hold them, or we just cause a cave-in, and then they can't get through.
Well, and then how do we stop the source?
And we need to
source?
get back to them at some point anyway, because we need to figure out what's going on.
Right.
So you don't want to do a cave-in?
No.
I think it would make things harder.
We also don't know if we can control a cave-in enough to make it just one area without, dropping the rest of the cave on our heads.
Right.
I think Max.
You would trust Max, a 3-time college freshman, with the
broken arm.
Yeah, with a broken arm, with the physics that could save or destroy our lives.
I don't think you had to say 3-time college freshman.
I'm just saying it how it is.
By
Sophie's
choice.
like, I've seen your GPA.
I've never heard someone say that before. 3-time college freshman.
3 times college freshman by choice, but I agree.
I mean, why would you choose that? I just don't believe it. I've seen you in school.
You don't understand. I
No.
just give up by the end of the semester.
Don't give up on bombs. We might need those.
Right.
You saw that grenade I gave you?
Right.
you
It
imagine?
did really well the first time.
Could you imagine if you just gave up on the calculations?
Well, I wouldn't do that. These calculations are cool.
Yeah, and no,
I
you
don't
wouldn't.
trust that.
I mean,
be-
yeah, no, I don't either. Like, what the hell?
And I'd be checking his work.
You trust
Look,
too much, apparently. I didn't
we
know
wanna-
that about you.
if we want to cave in anything, it was that big scary room with the second glowing light that Sophie was in.
The what?
The light in the ceiling. That was the second time it happened in that cave.
That was the second time?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you, but I
I thought-
definitely told you.
I thought
Yeah.
that was just something with the vines.
I don't think so. That's part of the reason, actually. Thank you for reminding me that I think that there is something more beyond this. So the first time after the big fungus man, I went back into the cave to see what else was there. And I saw a few things. The first one was the runes, which we went over.
Did you write any of those down?
Yes, I wrote all of them down. All the
good.
ones on the first half of the wall.
Give those to Sophie when you have a chance.
I will. They're in my van. The second thing I saw was the table with the chairs, right? That was actual thing.
It wasn't a table with chairs. It was basically just like rock
Slabs.
slabs that basically almost looked like stools around a circle, and in the middle was a crack. It was almost stools around a circle, but
Okay.
there was no table.
The second thing I saw was a rock formation that appeared to be a bunch of stools in a circle. And in the center of that circle was a crack in the floor. And when I first went there, that crack was glowing. And then when I went back later on, it was no longer glowing. And the glow was like near identical to this one.
Glows are never good.
Like the changing colors like it was in the room.
Yes.
What do you think that means?
Nothing good. That's what I'm saying. Even if there's more, we didn't have to do anything to stop it from getting into the town. Cause what the fuck?
Ian, you're a bigger part of this than I think any of us thought. You have some power that we don't really understand. And I'm sure you know by now that you have that. Do you have any idea what that could mean?
I mean, as far as I know, I have no relation to how these creatures act and behave.
Have you felt any compulsion? The things that Max felt when he was under with the scorpion?
Not as far as I know. I've been practicing with the stuff that I can do, and so far it hasn't led me down any type of path that seems negative, but I can see a world where that might happen.
Do you know?
That was so threatening.
Are you going to kill me about it, Harvester?
I don't know.
I mean,
Killed every monster I've come across.
if you do feel it going negative, I don't think we can take that off the table. If you're trying to hurt people in this town, I don't think we would have to stop you.
Yeah, and I would want you to.
All right.
As long as we're on the same page about that.
Yeah. You
But
said it, not me.
as of right now,
Harvester.
as of right now, I think I'm helping people. So
Then,
take that into account too.
then we need to keep using that power for good. Is there anything that we think we can change, that we can do with your power? I mean, you said you can trap the monsters.
I could probably do something a bit bigger than that too, but I'm not sure how far we want to go if we want to interrogate the creatures that we're working with.
Have you worked with runes before?
I have not.
Lucky for you, you have a rune expertise.
Yeah, what are we trying to do with that? What's your idea?
Amplify magic. Maybe find a rune or write a rune somewhere that can make a magical effect happen. We've seen it before.
Yeah, for sure. But what magical effect are we looking for here, Harvester?
I think if I can get into the cave after we've dealt with the snakes and I might be able to see what I can work with, because it seems like there's something that might be happening in that cave that's similar to the stuff that I do.
Well, if we do get the snakes outside, because you guys don't want to blow up that side, it's whatever. If we get the snakes outside, you say you can only trap one at a time, right? You think, at least.
I think one at a time.
Unless we use the runes, maybe?
Yeah.
So
If we use a rune, maybe you can do one or two, or maybe just hold the whole cave.
Are we talking about the runes that are in the cave?
No, so Sophie has studied runes throughout the time that Harvester and Sophie have hunted monsters. And
You meant expert, not expertise.
She has expertise in runes.
the
It works the same way.
royal we.
the royal we, yeah, he's saying we have rune expertise, but he doesn't mean himself. he's pointing his finger while saying we.
Yeah, we. Because to him, they're a cohesive unit.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sophie can then use the runes and you can channel the magic to trap the two at once, is what the kind of idea is if you want to trap two. Otherwise, if you want to get creative with the magic, you and Sophie can team up to do bigger magic together.
Okay.
And unless we have other ideas, we can, I guess Ian and I can team up to try to trap the snakes, and then you two have to find the vines and the source of them.
That's no problem. I know they're weak to fire, and we have a flamethrower.
You guys are going to be down 2 people for this fight, though. And if you guys find the creature and we're still stuck with the snakes, then you might have to fight a creature without us.
Maybe
Or-
it's not a creature.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just kind of a source of vines that are sentient, but, kind of still a monster in that way, but like,
The closer we got, even if it's just a source, the closer we got, the stronger the vines got, right?
Then how about we change the magic?
To what?
What if we just...
that brings me into an idea. You
What?
go first.
What if you guys do use a spell well enough, or read enough runes, I don't know how it works personally.
I don't know. I'm going to be just winging it here. We don't know if this will work.
If you guys layer them around the cave, maybe you can just hold the whole area.
That would be
Everything inside the cave as well as the outside.
a lot of energy.
That's some big magic. Sorry, we can cut that out if you want.
Absolutely not.
That's some big magic.
So that brings me to a second idea. If runes are like a source of magic or whatever,
Well, they're
What?
not a source.
or like kind of like a
They're a conduit.
conduit, right? That's what I meant.
We need someone to channel the energy. That's why Ian needs to be the one to do this.
Right. So someone needs to be channeling and have a conduit to use magic or use whatever that magic is for that
Use-
specific rune.
Yeah, for specific magic, stronger magic.
I've got a question.
Okay.
Do we still have the body of the scorpion?
Oh, shit. What are you planning?
I want to test something.
Do we still have the body, or do I still have like the tail?
I think you still have the tail because you took the rest of it and turned it into a...
Yeah. We still have like the tail is mounted somewhere.
If we want to go off the theory that I think is the most plausible, that these are all underlings of something, were these things created? Were they summoned? Or were they transmuted? I think we should destroy the rune that represents the scorpion and see what happens.
That's not a bad idea.
We can wait until after we deal with the vines because it's going to be hard to get to the rune with the vine still there.
Yeah.
But I think it's an important thing to think because if we can find a way to deal with a monster before it comes to us, that's going to be huge.
How about we just freeze the whole cave? That's the
I was
idea
thinking
I'm
the same
banking
thing.
on.
Fire is just a bit too dangerous. If we get like some liquid nitrogen to freeze that wall and then smash it and then burn it all like end of a rope, That'll be a lot easier to deal with.
I was thinking magical freeze, as in like everything's frozen in time, and then we have full accessibility to investigate the cave as much as we want.
But I think the temperature thing is also something to think about.
Yeah, that's fine. We have liquid nitrogen. I can go get that if we don't. And then we also have a flamethrower.
It could be like
One for me, one for Max.
a weakness, at least to the snakes. So if there's a problem where the snakes can't be trapped for as long as we plan, then we know that they might be weak to the temperature.
Right, but that might kill them and possibly spawn a new snake.
That's just a last resort.
Well, can you regenerate from being frozen to death?
I mean,
I can't. Anyways, we need to move forward.
It's a good thought process about the can it regenerate. We need to figure out what can stop it from regenerating.
Right.
But I think that kind of has to be a field test thing. None of this really solves the fact that we're going to be split up.
We could be...
I think we'll be good split up.
Do you have a way to... So you have a weird... Like, Ian, you got like magic, right? Can you like tether our minds?
I don't think it works like that. I mean...
Darn.
Unless y'all want to get some matching tattoos.
Let's go! I know a guy.
Okay, so we're splitting into 2 teams. Do you need to be next to the snakes to hold them?
I think there's some type of range. I don't think I have to be directly next to them, but I don't think I could be too far either.
I mean, the more runes, the more range, right?
Maybe.
I don't know if it works that way. At a certain point, I think it might just break. So we need to try to maximize your range to get you as close to the cave as possible. And then when you feel the snakes start to get free, we need to just get in there and help the other 2.
We have time for testing.
We do.
Yeah. We can see what the range is.
And if everything goes as poor as it possibly could, maybe we invest in some stakes.
Like a wooden stake.
Like a wooden stake.
Why?
So you can pin the snakes down.
Oh, but the knife didn't really do much.
If we do like multiple, it's different when you stab it. Like a stake is round. A knife is, you can still like cut your hand out of a knife.
Ugh.
If something like bludgeoned is in my hand, I can't really pull out of a circle, you know?
And they don't really have legs to like stand themselves up out of it.
No.
Okay, that's
So they might actually be pinned with that for a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a backup plan for sure.
All right, so we need stakes for you and I so that we can trap the snakes. What do you guys need to get to the vines?
Flamethrower, we have that.
liquid nitrogen.
I can get that.
Why do we need liquid nitrogen for the vines?
Because if cutting them takes too long, if we freeze it and then smash it all in one go, we could quickly burn it. And like the burning of the end off will slow the regeneration at the very least, and that'll give us more leeway.
Okay.
If you can non-conspicuously get your hands on some liquid nitrogen, then go for it.
I can. It won't be a struggle.
Well,
I don't even know
I don't
what
know
you
the
do.
inconspicuous part, but like you'll definitely get it.
Yeah.
We also want to explore that small body of water within the cave as well.
We can get a camera. My first idea was just like get like a hose or something and like something to weigh myself down, but like I've been learning to think things through more.
I'm really glad to hear that, Max.
Me too.
I guess, yeah, we could use a waterproof camera, an underwater camera, to try to explore that. I'm sure we could pick one of those up. So you guys should be doing that before you go to the vines?
Yes.
All you have to do is just basically get some recordings and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then do your vine thing, because we need that. Even if we can't get through the vines, we need to have that so we can stop the source of the snakes.
And you still want to go to the right, right?
Eventually.
So
Right is last on the list.
right is last.
Right is so scary. It is last, absolutely last on the list.
I think if possible, we should also grab samples of the vines
That's already in my mind.
and then maybe a chunk of the snake if we get a piece.
Easy. Sophie, you guys can handle that.
We can get the chunk of the snake. You guys get some samples of the vines.
Doesn't Harvester already have a sample of the vines?
I don't.
thought he cut a section off.
It withered though.
Oh, it withered.
Oh, yeah, because he tested it to burn it.
Right.
And so it burnt. I forgot about that. But yeah, he used that as a test, so it's not really a sample anymore.
Okay,
Yeah.
I forgot about the burning part. Sorry.
No worries. Okay, so we could get some samples.
Game plan. You guys freeze the snakes. And then we go in. We go left, middle, and then right.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, ideally, left, middle, out, regroup right.
Okay.
Where where are we freezing the snakes?
Outside the cave.
That's the whole world.
The forest just outside the cave? I don't know.
That feels like it doesn't give us a ton of time.
I don't know. Maybe you guys freeze them and then pin them to a tree. If you pin them to a tree, it's harder for them to wiggle.
I mean, if we make them cold,
so.
but not too cold, they'd have a hard time moving.
That's true. What are you thinking?
Well, there's a pet shop in town, and one of the people in the pet shop. What?
Wait, how close is the lake?
Pretty close. The cave is like on the shore.
Where did you guys think I was going with that?
I thought you wanted to like rent a bunny
No way.
and be like, "Hey, snakies."
Okay.
I thought you were like, let's have the snake parade through the pet shop and eat everything. That'd buy some
I
time.
was just gonna have write a black market pet friend into existence
To do what?
to see if he has anything like how does he get like big snakes like that to calm down?
Oh.
Does he have any like snake drugs?
So you wanted to write a new person into existence to give you the solution.
Yes.
I want you to know, I've thought about doing that like at least 2 other times, and I have refrained for you.
I'm fine.
I'm not going to do that yet.
I'm fine with that. It's funny.
Well, it's gonna be like, oh hey, I know Mike's friend.
Sam, what's up about the lake?
So the lake is right near the cave, and we know that the water in the cave is a lot warmer than the water outside the cave. And maybe we can use that to our advantage with the snakes as well.
We'd have to try to get it in the water. They're kind of big. We can try that, though.
It's an idea.
My only thing is if that's too close to the cave, then even once they get out of the water, even if it takes a bit, we don't have a way to stop them from getting back to us. I think we need to be trying to lure them as far away as possible before we enter the cave.
Big magic idea. This is not in character. Is Ian able to just like freeze a whole lake?
That would be cool.
That
as
would be
fuck.
really
That
cool.
would be so
I did not think
fucking
about
cool.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool as fuck.
I did not
alright.
think about that.
Yeah, we could absolutely that'd for sure be a big magic to freeze a whole lake, but we can for sure talk about that in character if you want.
Okay.
Hold on. Can this also be out of character? So I was gonna say it'd be cool because I know big magic is more like it takes time. Is that more planning or literal time?
I figured either or.
Yeah, so if you look at big magic, we'll keep this in just because it has a lot of information that's useful for the audience. If you look at big magic, it says you tell the keeper what you want to do. The keeper may require you need to spend a lot of time researching the magic ritual. You need to experiment with the spell. There will be a lot of failures before you get it right. You need some rare and weird ingredients and supplies. The spell will take a long time to cast. You need a lot of people, 2, 3, 7, 13 or more to help. The spell needs to be cast at a particular place and or time. You need to use magic as part of the ritual, perhaps to summon a monster, communicate with something, or have the portal you opened, or bar the portal you opened, and it will have a specific side effect or danger. So I can require any of those.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking like, what if luck? What if we use some luck?
So yeah, all right. Why don't we jump into character, and you propose the idea. I'll talk about a couple things as Sophie, and then we can talk about what the actual requirements will be.
Okay. Well, if it's possible, if I can do this, we can use the temperature to our advantage while also trapping the snakes if we put them in the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just freeze the lake solid. And that will buy us.
Freeze the lake solid?
That could buy us some time. Probably a lot of time.
That'd probably buy us enough time for all 4 of us to be in that cave.
You make it sound like it's easier said than done.
100%.
It is.
Yeah, that's not going to be an easy task, but if we're working together, we can try to prepare something. We're going to have to figure out, I guess it's some kind of weather phenomenon. How the fuck are we going to explain that one?
Just, I don't know, global warming.
I guess we're going to become one of the great big mysteries. Maybe we'll become a tourist trap, guys.
Maybe. One thing at a time.
What's up, Max?
The biggest Halloween prank in which way history?
Pranks.
Oh my God.
Freezing. Oh,
No. He's got a really good point.
that is a good idea.
Don't some people throw in like a brick of like some type of element and that does freeze water very quickly I've seen that on YouTube. Or does it just blow up? I think I've seen the blow up ones.
I don't know
There's
what.
plenty of blow up ones.
There's definitely blow up ones. I don't know what the other one is, but I'd believe it. I don't know science.
So how about this? Harvester. You can make a lot of nitrous disappear.
I guess.
Do it a little bit less good than you normally do, so it's a little bit more noticeable. So one day, boom, lake's frozen.
Yeah.
Later on in the day, or even a little earlier in the day, whoever had that nitrous realizes it's gone.
Okay.
No one knows who did it.
Okay.
So we need to get out fast in the other direction when that lake is frozen.
So it buys us a lot of time with the monsters, buys us no time at all with the fact that we still have to act quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
So you want to freeze the lake without magic?
No. We freeze the lake with magic. You use the liquid nitrogen as a cover, as a way that they can feel like this was just a big prank.
I can do that.
So,
And let's hope that no one knows how water and nitrogen react.
okay, then I think
are
we should
on a
have all
college
four
campus.
of us together working on this, because we all need to be working on getting the creatures into the water so that Ian can actually freeze it, because I don't think Ian can just pull this out of his ass right at the end.
Yeah. Can you two swim?
Yeah.
Nah, you have one arm. Can
I
you swim, Ian?
I'm not getting in the water. I know that.
I can get at least one snake into the water.
Okay, if Ian's not
Not
getting
you.
in the water, we
One of
might-
us.
Well, we're going to have to get the... How would you get the snake in the water, Max?
It's like alligator wrestling. You put your hand around its mouth so it doesn't open its mouth, and then I kind of just like drag it in.
For as long as I've known you, you say the craziest stuff.
Wait,
You get it done though. Yeah, that's your job.
we get another mattress.
Oh my God. I only have the one. I don't have that much money, guys.
I don't think a mattress is going to help us this time, guys.
All right.
Unless you got a great idea with the mattress.
We got the mattress. Put the snakes in. Kick it in.
But then just freeze the mattress. just freeze the mattress at that point.
I need to spend the rest of tonight trying to figure out some runes that can help. And then basically all of tomorrow, I'm going to need to be setting this up. I'll be setting up runes. The moment that this plan starts to go and we get the snakes after us, you guys need to throw them in the water because Ian needs to be ready to cast the spell. So out of game, Sophie's going to have to spend some time researching it. The spell will take a long time to cast. So you and Sophie are basically going to spend the majority of tomorrow just prepping the spell with runes and your casting. So you and I are going to be kind of out of this prep. Anything else will need to be Harvester and Max.
When the time of casting is happening, can I also help? I assume I'll be doing like nothing except for waiting.
You'll be trying to get the snakes in
You'll
the
be trying to
lake.
get the snakes.
Oh,
into
with
the lake.
Max?
Yeah, you and Max are going to be doing that.
Okay, I wanted to make sure because if you were going to handle getting the snakes in the water, I guess I can help you with. I'll help you however you want.
I just had the best idea ever. I thought of how we can get out without being noticed.
Without being noticed?
What?
Tomorrow's Halloween.
Yeah.
There's going to be a fairly big Halloween party, not like around the lake, but near the lake. So people will be like going back and forth.
Oh shit, the
crossing
campus
campus.
party.
Right. But we'll be on the other side of the lake. So there'll be a good amount of people. It'll just boom. No one will know how it happened. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We just slip into the crowd later into the night. We'll need to have very like average, inconspicuous college people costumes.
I was going to say, I hate to say this, but we might have to wear costumes then.
Ian cannot contain his excitement.
I unfortunately probably cannot go with my initial costume idea because that would have been very obvious to who I was.
Well, no, because then they'll know.
Right. That's that. Yeah.
No. They'll know you were there at the party. Everyone will know it's you.
Yes, I
Very
can
hard
still do
to
my
miss.
Ghost Rider.
So then people will be like, oh, it's Max, the crazy guy who was at the party, and they couldn't possibly have been the people who fucked with the lake.
Right.
That gives us an alibi.
All right, so I'm actually going to give one more big magic effect, which is going to be you need to use magic as part of the ritual, and it's going to be for do one thing that is beyond human limitation to make all of you basically quickly move back to the other side of the lake and just enter the party. So that's going to be the final part of all of that.
We just move really fast. Like, Whoa.
But wait, if we're at the party, we can't be in the cave.
The party goes on for a while.
I thought we would just pop in before, do an Irish goodbye,
Go into the cave?
and then do the lake. I
Quickly
thought.
disappear
Oh.
after the lake's frozen. That won't look suspicious.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking we were going to make an appearance first and then leave.
Okay.
And there won't be, I mean, if no one sees us or knows exactly when we leave, there's no specific time that can be traced to us.
Hey,
Then cut out that last part of the requirement.
I don't have to be there for that. Do you think you have to?
I think that was just going to be a Max and Ian thing, right?
So no one's going to know me to realize that I'm not there or are there anyway. And if I am there, it's just more suspicious.
It was more so the idea of when we're fleeing the scene,
Yeah.
we need to be able to blend in and not just be a bunch of people, especially you, in like tactical gear.
The thing is, we'll be in the cave while they're trying to figure out what happened, and they're probably not going to go into a random cave.
No.
But we need to leave the cave at some point. And I don't think we're going to be in the cave for that long. That party goes on for a really long time.
So when we get out of the cave, we jump back into the party and say we were just gone for a bit,
Right.
peeing.
And well, there's too many people to notice. And most people at that point will be a little shit-faced.
True.
Okay, then Harvester, you and I do need to be at the party.
I don't think we need to
Briefly.
start there.
No.
We can end there.
We
Yes.
can end there, but that means we're going to need costumes.
Simple. I'll just be a college professor.
No, that's boring.
No, that's right up my alley.
Do something good.
Yeah, do something good.
Good like what?
If
I
you
know.
if you show up as a college professor, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, he's the boring guy," and then they're gonna be like, "Where was the boring guy at the beginning of the night?" So then you're gonna be more noticeable than if you did something good.
Yeah, you want to be known as the boring guy?
Well, I haven't got an idea. I was already going to go as Ghost Rider. You ever got the trench coat and like the dead look in your eye and weapons? You could be Blade.
You really think Blade would fit the atmosphere?
I think it fits, as Max said, the dead eyes that you have.
Well, I mean, it's not so much the atmosphere as like you're I don't know how old you are, but like you're the age range of someone who like likes comics.
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
There was a time. All right, maybe I'll concede on this one. I'll have a fun costume.
Yay!
Don't
Oh.
say yay.
Oh, Ian, what are you going to dress up as? Oh, thanks for asking, guys.
Oh yeah, what's up?
I'm going to be Herbert West from Reanimator. And I'm going to have a little syringe that's going to glow in the dark.
Wow.
That's
Herbert
incredibly
West. I'm so sorry. I don't know who that is, Ian.
That's a really niche poll.
Well.
How old are you? So game plan. You two start at the party.
Mhm.
We set up the spell.
Yep.
And then the snakes will come after us. We get them in the lake. Ian freezes everything. And then we all four can go into the vine cave together.
Yep.
Yes.
I like this. This means we don't have to split up. Then I need to be prepping this starting now.
Yep.
We'll go collect supplies.
All right, you two
All
go
right.
collect supplies.
We'll be prepping.
Do you want to talk to the others?
I do want to ask the others some questions.
Okay.
Hey, before we go, I'm getting Simon's body out of that cave when we leave.
Is his name Simon?
No.
I wrote down Simon.
Yeah,
There's no
and-
way I wrote it down wrong.
And then last.
Is it Steve?
Yeah.
Why did I write down Simon?
Is that what you called him Simon last time?
Where are you getting Simon from? There's no one named Simon.
Do you mean Steve?
Yes.
I
In character. Do you mean
fucking
That's so almost respectful, Harvester. Have we told Jack? Does Jack know?
I don't think he does, but hopefully he's going to be really plastered on Halloween night.
Yeah, but like, don't you have to go
That's
back to your
awful.
dorm like tonight?
Well, they don't live with Jack.
Yeah, but like, I'm pretty sure Jack's gonna be looking for the guy who he has to look for his roommate.
I guess that's true.
I mean, if I have to be the one to tell him, I think I could maybe figure it out without incriminating anyone.
Also, wait, how long have these guys been missing again?
Few days, right?
Yeah, like 4.
Yeah, but like, How long does it get police to get involved in missing police? Are people
24 hours.
24 hours.
Uh-oh. I cannot be there when that happens because Pain is already up my ass, so.
Okay, so we have somewhat of a game plan.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go start researching these runes then.
I'm going to get the stuff.
I'm going to get headlamps.
I gotta learn how to freeze a whole lake solid.
Yeah, work on that.
That's pretty cool, though.
I can't put it on my resume or anything.
No, but it's powerful stuff you're trying to do.
Thanks, Harvester. That was almost nice.
That was scarily sincere.
Okay, well, you guys can leave our house now.
There it is. Okay, so you get headlamps, you get a camera, and somehow get a shit ton of liquid nitrogen.
I get in my car, and I drive to the Constitution of Every Which Way Owls.
Why would it be the Constitution of Every Which Way Owls?
I don't remember what the college is called.
The Higher Educational Institute of Which Way, Wisconsin.
My bad. My bad.
So it rolls off the tongue.
So yes, I drive there,
Yeah.
and I drive to the older part of the building.
It's
where
many buildings. Have you been to a college campus?
the older part of the many buildings that looks like a potential engineering / science lab.
Yes, the science building.
So yes, I go there and I walk inside, and the building, once you enter, what does it look like once you enter the building?
It's definitely one of the older buildings. They haven't updated it in a while. It's basically a lot of long hallways. It's about 3 floors tall. It's basically a big square where you just basically walk around a hallway on each side around a courtyard in the middle.
Nice. So does it matter where the lab should be or no?
No,
Or
I don't
it's
care.
just up to me?
It's up to you.
All right. Then I walk to the very back of the first floor and I slide a cool security key card access thing.
Yep.
And I open the door and I walk into an abandoned but pristine looking science lab, to where I go to a storage closet and I get some liquid nitrogen.
Nice. You have liquid nitrogen. You do all of those things you just said.
Then next to the locker and or cabinet where he gets the liquid nitrogen from, there is a little desk drawer that's like has a lock, I guess, but it's kind of see-through, and you can see the vials of monster things he's gotten from other hunts and other things he's killed, just in little jars and little vials in there. And then he walks towards the door he entered from, turns the light off, and then he leaves.
So, Ian, you go back to your dorm.
Yes. And I am going to try and see what were their names?
Sean and Mike.
Sean and Mike. I want to go back and talk to Sean and Mike.
It's bad when I forget Steve's name.
They're all generic white man names.
We never should have written in Mike Arm to the podcast.
I'm sorry. It was funny.
Okay, so you go up to your dorm. When you enter, you basically open the door, and the minute you open the door, you see Sean and Mike sitting on Sean's bed, and then on your bed, Liam's just sitting there, and standing between the two beds is Sheriff Payne, and he goes, "So what do you think?" And then you walk into the room, and he goes, "Oh, Ian. I've been talking to your roommate here. I was actually looking for you though to ask about your roommate, but it seems like he's been found." And Deputy Howell's standing next to him. They mentioned that you and Max, your friend, saved them in that cave.
Yeah, really quick though, like on the way here, like I'm just trying to be a good Samaritan. I passed by this dorm room, and I look over, and this one guy's like bent over the sink, and I think he was doing cocaine, and I just want to make sure he's okay.
Roll manipulate someone.
I'm so bad at math.
So what are
11 plus 3 is 14.
He goes, "All right, I'll go check on this cocaine thing, and then I'll go ask Max about this, because I'm sure he's got something to say."
Boy, does he ever.
Ian, I'm just meeting you, but you either set Max on the right path, or you best stop associating with him.
I think he's my good pal, but Is that an overdose I hear?
Oh my god. That's wild.
So they walk out and he just goes, "You are one fucked up kid."
As Ian's taking the room numbers and switching them.
So now it's you and the other two and the other one.
Yeah. Sean, Mike,
Hey.
you guys.
Mike always has a different voice.
No, Mike had that voice last time.
Mike Beauregard. I just wanted to ask a couple questions about what happened back there in the cave.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I know you guys both said something about being lured over there due to a voice.
Yeah.
And both of you heard voices of people that you knew, right?
Yeah, I heard Max.
You heard Max.
He wanted more stuff, brownies.
Oh, okay. And you're just a businessman.
I was like, well, I have those.
Yeah.
And he probably has money.
So what happened directly after that? What happened the second you were at least within the range of the cave?
Then I saw a cave and I was like, "Come out of the cave." And he said instead, he was like, "Hey, hey." I don't know how to sound like Max, but he was like, "Oh, come into the cave. I'm hurt." And so I was like, wow, maybe he doesn't want brownies. Maybe he's hurt. And so then I went in the cave and then the vines just grabbed me and I was on the wall.
And you were just on the wall the whole time? Like, did you ever interact with anything or anyone other than the people you were with?
Not really. Sometimes the vines would like move and they'd be on my eyeballs.
So you couldn't see sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. And then I like felt really scared and like everything was going wrong. I felt like a bad in my heart. And Sean's like, yeah. Bad in the heart. Didn't feel good. Like dread all over the place when the vines were covering my eyes.
You guys are very brave. You're very brave.
Thank you.
So did you see anything at all other than the vines? Anything worth noting? Anything strange?
I mean, one time I saw a snake for a bit and then the vines. I don't think I would. I don't know. It was big snake.
Big snake?
Big. Why did the vines move?
I mean, I don't know. I'm right here with you. I don't really know that much either. But I just want to make sure, like, you're okay and not, like, scarred for life or anything.
Nah, it's cool.
Yeah, it could have been a bad trip.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, cool.
Yeah, you guys probably got some of that. Some of that. You must have got a hold of some of that secret Amazonian creature weed.
That was not what I expected for that type of laugh, Sam.
What?
You know,
Wonder Woman gave me weed?
no. The type of weed that makes you think about really bad creatures from the Amazon. Bad snakes and vines. It's been in the news.
Well, if it's been in the news, I have to trust it.
Yeah.
Can I go home now?
Yeah, rest up and all that.
Bye-bye. And then Mike leaves. And Sean's like, I don't think that's what that was.
Sean.
Every time I say something, you clutch the dice and your iPad closer and you look so upset with me.
No, I'm not upset. Hey man, I'll try and explain this when I can, when it's dealt with. And you hold me to that, but right now there's just a lot going on and I'll explain later, okay?
Roll another manipulate.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's a new thing.
12.
You're a weird dude, Ian. I'm gonna go to bed. Just tell me some other time.
Yep, I will.
Did we conclude the current mystery?
No.
No.
Did we save someone?
No.
Did we learn something new and important?
No.
Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
No.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Every Which Way. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Tumblr at @eWhичWay. Keenan Dyer did the theme song, and the album art was done by @BlueJayTheHero on Instagram. Thank you both for the work you did on this. We are back with another episode, and we can really confidently say we're going to continue with this weekly schedule on Wednesdays. I know that we're a little bit late because I said Wednesday mornings, and this is Wednesday evening. I'm trying to get more consistent with it, but work, school, and everything else is getting in the way of that kind of consistency. I don't have too many announcements quite yet, but I can say that there are a lot of exciting things on the way. So until that point, keep listening to the podcast, and we will see you next week for more monster hunting.